The PL Show is brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of the Kel Toothpaste PL Show. As always, brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. With Kel is always a happy smile. I'm clothed by Carefree Clothing. You can find them on all our social media platforms. It's always exciting to host a phenomenal lady because we get to learn, because they inspire us. They become role models to us in different ways. And today is no exception. My guest for today, phenomenal lady by all standards, of course, cuts across various sectors, education. She's a legal brain, so it goes into the law as well. She's also into confectionery. You definitely have to stay for this phenomenal lady that we're about to speak to. I am Emefa Apawu, and this is the Kel Toothpaste PO Show. As always, brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. Please stay with us. We're right back.
Obnewa.
Mommy.
Mama Josie.
Fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, Sankofa,
Yenchi, Kel Chocolate Toothpaste.
happy smile.
Welcome back to the Kel Toothpaste PL Show, proudly brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. With Kel is always a happy smile. You can tell the happy smile today because I'm hosting a phenomenal lady. And this phenomenal lady has many parts, I've told you. She's a lawyer, she's a confessor, she's also a co-owner of Crips and Sandbox. And she's in the person of Lady Eileen Erskine. She's also the head of chamber for Khan and Kwashi & Co. She's my guest for today. Welcome to the Phenomenal Lady Show.
Thank you very much, Emefa.
Let's start off from your childhood days in Takadi. How was it like?
It was fun. I have 4 other siblings. So growing up, it was a big happy family. We used to fight, but we always had each other's back.
Out of the 4, number what?
I'm number 1.
Hey.
So
Okay.
everybody came to me with their problems. They still do. But growing up, they would always come to me. Even when they were fighting, they would come to me to try and settle it.
Were you part of the fights? I'm sure at some point. So would they come to you when they are fighting? So at the point that you are part of the fight, what then happens?
Then we would refer the matter to my dad.
Okay. Well, and I know that he is a lawyer too.
Yes, he was.
Did he influence where you are today in terms of the legal path you chose?
He did. And my grandfather too was a lawyer.
Hey.
So growing up, I didn't think about it. I think it just came to me naturally. The office was like a family business. So everybody worked there as a receptionist.
Oh.
Yes. So secondary school, on vacation, when you come home, you had to go and work at the office. We all did it. So we were working at the office, and I think it was subconscious because I never really thought about it. But working there, seeing the lawyers coming in, going, seeing my grandfather with my dad coming in, going, I think subconsciously I thought I was going to follow that path. So that's what happened.
In all this, I haven't heard so much about Mommy and her role as well in all this.
Mommy is a caterer.
Ah.
So she influenced the cake side. I mean, when we were kids, we were always baking, always. I mean, waking up, I could smell bread in the morning. It was constant. And, you know, every weekend, she was hosting one wedding or another, wedding cakes, and we would go with her to do the setup. So that is where I got influenced in the cake making industry.
Well, so you got the law from Dad, got the, the bakery and other things from mommy, where then did the education part come from?
That was just by accident. The education part was never part of my plan. But sometime in 2007, my second daughter was born premature, and I had to quit my job and stay home with her. And I was always wondering, what can I do from home and still make a living? And I had thought about it for, let's say, a month. Then one day, a light bulb just went off in my head, and I thought, daycare. Then in that moment, I just walked to my computer and typed in how to set up a daycare, and the information came up, and that was it.
I'll go back to Takadi.
Okay.
Growing up, and then I need to hear all about education, all the way to where we are today, because it will take me to the Seed to Oak segment here.
Okay.
And it's brought to you by Kel Kids toothpaste. With Kel Kids, it makes it easy for our children to brush their teeth. From 2 to 6 years is safe for them. It's strawberry flavored, so it makes brushing time fun time. It's FDA approved and of course very affordable. So you take us back to Takadi.
Yes.
And education. Let's talk about it.
So in Takadi, I went to Services Primary School. And then after Services, I went to Wesley Girls High School.
Okay.
Then after Wesley Girls, I went to the University of Ghana, Legon. I studied law, and then I continued at the Ghana School of Law at Makwala. I did a graduate program at Northeastern University in Boston, Massachusetts. That is basically the education bits.
Wrapped up. And
Yes.
then, of course, it takes us to the C2O segment. We get to see those parts in pictures.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel Kids Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush.
It makes your teeth stronger,
Chicky, chicky,
whiter,
chicky, chicky.
stronger.
Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids. Happy smile.
The same young Eileen, still looking very young. After how many children?
4.
4.
Yes.
Oh, there must be a secret. Please share with us.
I have none.
None.
No. This one, I can only say that it's by the grace of God because I don't exercise too.
Hey, some people are like you. So we forward now to when you decided to be a lawyer. You knew all along. Are you generalist, specialist? Really, what would you say when it comes to the law practice?
I'm mostly in litigation.
Okay.
So litigation lawyers are the ones who are always in court trying to bring you down. Let me put it that way. Yes, because we are always planning and plotting against the other lawyer. So 95% of the time is spent in the courtroom.
But you see, with your calm nature and litigation, it means that when you really come at someone, you're really coming at them. They don't see it coming because of your calm nature.
They don't see it coming. I was once in court, and then after I had spoken, the court was over, I was walking out. Then the lady walked up to me and said, "Oh, is this your face? You have such a loud voice." And I just laughed, and then I just moved on. But I understand what you are saying. I get that a lot, yes.
Yeah. With all the educational background that you've just outlined and still managing to do the catering, because you get a lot of young ones coming up now and they feel that it always has to be that bougie kind of, be a lawyer and you can't do any other thing. It looks like you're able to manage it so well. There are those who would be watching now. Make them understand that it's not just about what you think it has to be, but you can do other things as well.
Yes, you can do other things. I mean, I always say that if you set your mind to it, you can do it. Sometimes people wonder, I mean, if you're a lawyer, why are you doing the cakes? And I enjoy it. That's one. And then the second thing is that it's a second income. So if I can do it, why not? So I do that as well.
Have you had instances with people looking down on that aspect that you do? Maybe sometimes they don't know you're a lawyer.
Yes.
They know that this is what you do,
Yes.
and they come at you in a certain way.
Yes.
And then realize later that this is what it is.
Yes. When people call on the phone, and it's quite disheartening when I talk to other baker friends and they say the same thing. When people call them on phone, I'm not sure what they think, but because you make cake, you know, people call, and sometimes the way they even talk to you. And then when you respond, then they are surprised. Or when they have to come and pick up the cake and then they see you, then they are surprised. But I don't know why they think you can't be a baker and maybe speak good English, or you can't be a baker and have your own car. No, I mean, a lot of my baker friends are lawyers and architects and teachers and a whole lot. In fact, very few are even doing the baking full time without a second job.
I'm sure that in the media you must have monitored law students and the failures and all that. Would you say, or should we attribute it to inadequate preparation, or is some form of entitlement that the youth of today are having in terms of everybody wanting to go into law and they feel that they ought to be there?
I think it's a very dicey issue. For starters, we don't have enough law schools. And anytime you don't have enough schools, then you set the bar so high that you can only take a certain number of people. So I think that has contributed a lot to the failures, because if our law schools can only take, for instance, 500 students and 2,000 people apply, you need to find a way of taking the 500. It doesn't necessarily mean that the other 1,005 are not bright, but it just means you don't have enough space for them.
But should it still be just Makola, or at least we should make it private such that people can all get into it? Or is it that as lawyers you always want to protect your territory such that we don't churn out too many?
As lawyers, we are very conservative.
Okay.
And we want to protect the territory. But it doesn't mean that if somebody has the caliber to be a lawyer, they shouldn't. So it's not so much about the quantity, it's the quality of the lawyers who will be coming out. So if we can turn out 2,000 high quality lawyers, there's nothing wrong with that. It can be private, but the quality should still be maintained.
How does your typical day look like at work?
Kwashi & Co. has 2 offices. The bigger office is in Takadi.
Okay.
And I am in the Accra office.
Is this Daddy's firm?
Yes.
Okay.
When he was alive, we established the Accra office, mainly because I had now moved to live in Accra, and he was in the Takadi office. Since he passed, the office in Takadi is still going on. So I'm in between Accra and Takadi at least once every month. Then I'm in Accra the rest of the time. So a typical day in my life. If it's a court day, then I'm off to court. Sometimes it's a court day and it's a cake day as well. So I come back in the afternoon, I quickly change, and I'm in my studio, my cake studio.
Is it very close to work?
It's all in the same premises.
Ah, okay.
That is the easiest part for me. I'm able to move between all these places within the same day.
So if I come for legal advice, for instance, I get to buy cake, sip on it, on certain drinks as well, whilst getting the legal advice, all in one.
All in one.
But really, this is how a typical day for you looks like.
Yes.
And you say you just have to just plan it and that's it.
Yes.
How come some of us can't do that?
Time management. You won't believe it. Sometimes when I'm in the studio, I set the alarm for, let's say, 2 hours. So I know that whatever I'm doing, I should be done within 2 hours, because I have some papers I need to draw up that need to go tomorrow. So when the 2 hours is up, I would stop what I'm doing.
No matter how far you've gone with it?
I would make sure that what is left is something that I can, the point where I've reached is something that I can stop.
Okay.
and then I will go finish that and continue.
Do you have other 3 siblings also into law?
No.
Okay.
My sister, I have a sister who did law at the law faculty, but she didn't continue to the law school. She branched into something else. So it's just me.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. It takes us to 360. I think you've pretty much summed it up on how a typical day in your life looks like. Is the Kel 360 segment, and brought to you by Kel 360. Gives you that cool, minty, fresh breath all day long, and is safe for the entire family, and also FDA approved. 360 Lady Eileen Erskine.
Lady Eileen is the head of chambers at Kankwashi & Co., with offices in Accra and Takadi. She runs a daycare center, Crepes and Sandbox, and also operates Legal Sweetness, a bakery, all in Accra. She was born in the United States of America and relocated to Ghana at a young age to continue her education.
Well, we start off from where it just ended on the 360, brought to you by Kel 360. With Kel, it's always a happy smile. So take me to Crepes and Sandbox, the name itself.
I submitted about 3 names to the Registrar Generals. They were all rejected because they were names that people had chosen already. After that, my husband and I decided we need to think up an original name. So we started thinking about it. And then we came up with Crepes because we have infants.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, Crepes. And then what can we add to Crepes? We thought about the older kids playing in a sandbox. And then we just said, let's put it together. Crepes and Sandbox. And I bet when we take this name to the... Nobody has it. And that's exactly what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, how long has it been in existence?
In Ghana, it's been in existence since 2010.
Okay.
Yes, but before that, my husband and I used to operate it in the US.
Oh.
For about 8 years before we moved to Ghana, and then we wanted to duplicate the same thing in Accra. So that's what happened.
How has it been?
Challenging. Challenging because you need people who have your vision to carry it along with you. And finding people who have your vision is difficult. But we've been able to find some people who have our vision, or at least something close to it, so that they can move along with us.
How different is Crepes and Sandbox from the others?
For starters, we are open all year round.
Okay.
So we don't go on vacation apart from the Christmas break when we take a 3-week vacation. We do extended hours, of course, at a fee, so that if a parent is in a meeting, you don't have to run out thinking that, you know, the school is going to close and your child will be left alone. And a teacher will stay till the last child goes home.
I'm sure it's growing at the pace that you were expecting, isn't it?
It was until COVID came. And then, you know, when COVID came, we were closed down, and then the children all grew up. So when we reopened, we had lost a whole class who had moved on. Some parents were afraid to bring their children to school, understandably so. But I must say that in the year that we have reopened after COVID, it's picking up.
How would you say it's been different? Like, how different is it from what you were running in the US, the 2 systems, and what you're running here in Ghana?
It's basically the same.
Okay.
It's basically the same because the whole idea is geared towards working parents. That was the idea that we had, to help out working parents. So it's the same. You know, we had late hours then. Parents would close at 5 before they would come and pick up their kids. It's the same.
How about the 2 systems, you say? The environment, the 2 systems, educational system in the US as against what we have in Ghana. Has it been conducive for you doing it in Ghana here?
Our first year, we got a bit of a educational shock.
Okay.
Because we were used to children who would learn the alphabets, etc., when they were age 5. And so running a daycare like that, we didn't have to worry about if they knew the alphabet or if they knew the numbers. Then we moved to Ghana and realized that no, here at age 3 and 4, I can say our children are the smartest in the world because the things that they know at that age, children in other countries are not required to know that. Yes, so that was our first challenge, getting the children to know the alphabet and sounding 2 letters at age 3 and 4. But we quickly got into the program. And now, I can say we are at par with everybody else.
I'm almost certain that you don't only have 3 parts, which is the education, the law, and the catering. How then do you put all these 3 together, plus the other ones that you are here to, unearth or show the world?
Let me just say, my diary is my best friend. I put everything in my diary because, I have a very busy life. And, if a friend calls me and says, oh, can we go for lunch? And I say, let me check my diary first. They think I'm being bourgeois or something. No, I literally have to check to see which date I can then write the lunch date in. So I carry my diary with me everywhere, and I'm constantly consulting it to see where I can fix
You're quite
other
a planner.
things. I am a planner. I write everything down.
And how would you say it's helped? I think it's something that I need to pick up from you. How has it helped, you would say?
That's how I am able to juggle everything, by planning ahead. I always need about at least a week's notice for everything, so I can put it down, and then I know I have this Monday, I have this Tuesday. That's how I move from week to week.
Nothing comes spontaneous when it comes to Lady Eileen.
Spontaneity is good. So I can't be so rigid. There are times that, somebody calls me up, can we meet here? And I say, oh yes, let's go. Because that's because I have looked, for instance, through the whole week and realized, oh, I have Tuesday and Wednesday free. I have that in my head. So when you call me instantly, I know, yes,
that's what this
today, yes,
can happen.
it can happen right now.
You've been talking about your siblings. I didn't get to hear their names.
I have one sister. She's Hannah Kwashi, Mercy Kwashi, Jeanette Kwashi, and then my only brother, Joseph Kwashi.
Joseph, how close are you to Joseph?
We are all very close to him.
Very close?
Yes. Okay. When he was born, we used to fight over him as to who was going to pick him up.
Hello, Joseph.
Hello.
That's a surprise.
Yes. What's a pleasant surprise?
Hello.
Well, last baby, how is it like?
Having 4 big sisters, it was a good one.
Okay, so on live TV, are you able to say which one of them was the favorite?
All my sisters are my favorites. Everyone is unique in their own way.
Is that not a political talk?
No, all my sisters are special in their own way.
Okay. Well, I have a Lady Eileen with me in the studios, and I would want to hear that unique relationship or special relationship that you have with her.
She is, I think, very similar to me, where you would say she's like the voice of reason. So whereas there's 5 of us, I think she's the calm and collected one. I think I'm the same, but the voice of reason, I would say, right. I have a story from just when I learned how to drive. And I just got my license. And I think in that same week, I had an accident where I ran straight to Eileen and said, this is the situation. I was driving my dad's car, and obviously I had the license legitimately and everything, but it was the voice of reason. I went to Lady Eileen and said, this is the situation, and she kind of helped me with the situation and turned it around. Got the car repaired and everything.
She did that without Daddy knowing?
In the end, Daddy got to know because it's his car. But we had a plan before Daddy got to know.
Wow, that's interesting. Well, so if you were to tell Eileen something today, what would it be?
It would be thanks for all your support and your help in everything. Again, as I said, voice of reasoning. And thanks for all your help, really. Yeah, for everything. And we all love you, from Mummy and all the sisters, including myself, and all your nephews and nieces. We say we appreciate you.
I'm sure you'd want to hear from her.
That's so nice, Joseph. I wasn't expecting you. And then when she asked your favorite sister, I was thinking you better watch it.
He knows not to mention anyone.
I also love you all very much. Thank you too for all that you do. He is the uncle to all the nieces and
the only
nephews,
uncle.
he really dotes on all of them. So that's it. Thank you too.
Joseph, do you bake too?
Do I bake?
Yes.
No, I like eating cake.
So the girls bake for you to eat?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, Joseph, we'll let you go. Thank you so much for joining us on the PO show.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, you're pleasantly surprised, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
You have a pleasant brother as well.
Yeah.
He talks about the unique relationship that you all have. How would you describe it?
It's a unique relationship with each of them because they are all so different, and you know how to act with each of them. They are not all the same, and like he said, they are unique. Depending on what it is, you know who to start with, who to move on to next. We talk amongst ourselves. Sometimes, you know, you would chit-chat with one, chit-chat with the other, and then chit-chat with all of them together. So that's the kind of relationship we have.
It's difficult for me to talk about DIY. It's our segment that is brought to you by Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, because I know you bake, you are into education, so more like you teach and you direct, and you are into law as well. So it takes us to the DIY segment right here on the PO show.
I'm going to make a chocolate cake. We're going to start by measuring out the dry ingredients. We have flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 cup of cocoa powder. For my wet ingredients, I'm going to start with a 1/2 cup of regular cooking oil. I am going to add 2 cups of sugar. I am going to mix the sugar and the cooking oil together. 2 eggs are going to go into this mixture. I'm going to put in my wet ingredients and my milk, alternating it one after the other till it's all perfectly mixed in. I'm just going to pour my butter into the cake pan. You don't have to make it too full. Otherwise, it's going to go over the edges and all of it is going to go off into the oven. Now it's ready to go into the oven. This will bake for approximately 45 minutes to an hour. Our cake is ready and it's now time to get it out of the oven. And we have here our delicious chocolate cake.
Wow, so at least we have the basics when it comes to how many of these loaves would you say you bake in a day when you have to really bake? Okay.
If it's Christmas time, then we are talking in the hundreds.
Well, legal sweetness. I heard the name and I'm wondering, there must be a story to it.
It's actually legally sweet.
Legally sweet.
Legal sweetness is the IG handle.
Okay.
You know, when you are registering, you need to come up with a name that somebody hasn't registered already. So I thought about so many other things and I said, okay, how will I be able to combine this legal aspect of me with the cake aspect? Then I thought, yeah, legally sweet.
Wow.
That was it.
I was thinking it's a way of, you know, getting us not to feel too bad about eating sweets and all. It comes out the same way.
That would be the second thought.
Okay. Well, so how often then do you get to bake?
At least every weekend.
And you combine litigation and then the school as well?
Yes.
Interesting. And it looks like you have some superpowers that you're not sharing with us.
Nothing extraordinary.
Nothing extraordinary.
Nothing extraordinary.
Okay. Now it looks like every time people are ordering cakes.
Yes.
There's cake for every season. So how can I get in touch with Legal Sweetness?
You can contact me on phone. And then once you do that, I will get in touch with you.
The numbers will be on your screen. It's a good time to order a cake. It's legally sweet. There's a lot I've picked up from you. I'm going to be a great planner. I'm going to write everything and make sure that I follow through with it and unearth other parts of me as well when it comes to talent. Okay. But for those who may not have caught it from the beginning, what would you say in summary to the young ones? Because it doesn't look like gender was a barrier for you. I'm sure you would want to impart in a few minutes to them in terms of what they ought to know.
Hard work pays. I know people think that it doesn't, and you can have some quick way of making money. There's no quick way of making any kind of legitimate money. Hard work pays. If you set your mind to something, you can do it. And then if you're a praying person, you should do that, because sometimes it gets too much and you need to sit somewhere quietly and say a quick prayer and move on.
Would you say there's a shortcut to the kind of success you've achieved?
There's no shortcut.
They say that everything that has a beginning has an end, and unfortunately ours has just come. But like I said, are you able to promise a part 2?
I'm sure I can do that.
Okay, well, that's good. Well, by the kind courtesy of our sponsors, Kale range of products, we have the Kale Charcoal, the Kale 360, and the Kale Kits. And since you bake, sometimes maybe you have to do it outside. We have insecticide spray and the coil as well to keep all the flies away. Many thanks for your company.
Thank you
we
very much.
appreciate
Thank you.
your time and your company, and then also from us to you. I don't know if you've heard about the Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
I have. I have.
You've tried it?
I haven't, but now I'm going to. Matzi will read you to the worker, but men try it. But see, I'm in Sarkezi. By all means.
Try it, voila, check it. Okay, so that's not all. This is from us to you as well, as a phenomenal lady, the queen that you are.
Thank you
this
so
is,
much.
To you as well.
Thank you so much.
Many thanks for your company today.
Thank
you so much. We truly appreciate.
I'm happy to be here.
Continue to inspire.
Thank you.
And continue to lead in every sphere of life that you find yourself. We're grateful. That's it for our show today. Another exciting edition comes your way same time on this channel. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and share, and spread the word as well. We're also on all social media platforms. It's the Kale Toothpaste PO Show, brought to you by Kale Charcoal, Kale 360, and Kale Kids. I am Emefa. Apawu, please stay safe.
Love is sweet, sobolo, love is sweet, K-O-E-I. Wodona kama commemorate. Paint, smile, mami, chanche, faint. Kron kron vera, dio.